Okay, we're going to do some tile on this backsplash today. So the first thing I need to do is check and make sure everything's level. So I want to start a full tile off this countertop, and I want to start with a cut. Looks good there. Yeah. Everything looks good. So I can start a full tile off the countertop. Here's the mosaic tile I'm going to use. You can see the mesh backing on there and holds it all together. Right now I'm just going to do a layout. I like to see how the tile is going to lay on the wall, so I just lay the tile up against the wall and give an 1/8 inch mark for a grout line on the side. I like to be able to see how the tile lays out on the wall. And if you don't want to do that, you can use a tape measure, measure the total distance, and add an 1/8 inch per every foot. These mosaic tiles are 12 by 12, 1 square foot each. Okay, here's the glue I'll be using. You can pick this up at any of your box stores. You're also going to need a margin trowel. And this is a 1/4 inch by 3/8 trowel. And you're also going to need a sponge and a bucket of water. I'm just going to unwrap these tiles. They come from the manufacturer. They have glue and wax on the back of them and dirt, so you want to wipe off the back of each tile before you stick it on the wall. Make sure you have a clean surface to stick. So yeah, just unwrap all your tile, inspect them, clean them, and set them aside. Now, you guys don't need to see me unpack all this, so we'll just move on to the next. Okay, I'm going to rip off some strips for spacers. You don't need to spend money on those spacers at the store. You just use this cardboard that comes with a box. Rip strips off, fold them up, and then use them for spacers in your tile. I'm just spreading out the mastic over here, the glue. I'll get you a close-up in just a second here so you can see what I'm doing. These are my first videos. Not very good, I know. I'll get better. Still learning. So just lay your towel up on the wall. Press it in lightly. Don't smash it in too hard. You'll get all that glue squeezing back out. Then you get a straight edge. And level all the pieces out. It's probably pretty bumpy right now. See, I'm just using the concrete trowel to flatten that out. Just push on it a little bit to get every one of those corners pressed in. You can see I have to go around this plug. Really simple. You just cut the mesh on the back of the tile. Fit it in around the plug. If we have to do any cuts to fill in, we'll just cut it out later. Okay, when you're putting this glue on, you can adjust the thickness by the angle you have it against the wall. If you have a closer angle to the wall, you get less glue. If you hold it more of a 90 degree to the wall, you get more glue. Try to stay as neat and clean as possible because this stuff is just a pain in the butt to clean up. So I just set my towel down there and see where I have to cut out my pieces. Just slice the backing off with a razor knife, and it comes right out. Okay, just press it lightly into the wall. Flatten it out with your straight edge. Don't push too hard. You don't want all that glue squeezing through those tiles. So you're going to have to clean it all out before you can grout. And it's not fun. Clean up as you go with your sponge and water. Wipe all the glue off the tile that you can. without moving the tile around. Cleaner you are, the easier it'll be to clean up before you grout. Clean, clean, clean. You can see here, I'm just going to do this first row across the whole bottom and then come back and do the cuts underneath the counter, underneath the top cabinets. You can see I'm using those cardboard spacers that I made to hold that tile up off the countertop. Clean up every tile as you go to make your life easier. You'll thank yourself later. You have a lot of work time with this mastic. It'll stay wet for a long time. It's not like the mortar. But it's really sticky. It'll hold that tile to the wall real good. People seem to get really intimidated by tile. It's just really easy. Anybody can do it. The only hard parts are the cuts. But that's really simple too. I'll show you later on. You can see me adjusting that here. You can slide that tile up a little bit back and forth to get your grout lines right. Keep it clean. Tell you 100 times, keep it clean. You'll regret it later. This mastic is really good glue, but it is not fun to clean up after it dries. I know, we need some close-ups on this. Don't worry, I'll have a lot more tile projects to do later on to show you. I'll get better at this filming stuff. Just work your way on down, one tile at a time. Don't get too far ahead of yourself so you can keep everything clean and level. All your grout lines nice and even. Just take your time and you'll get professional results. Friends and family will be amazed. So you can see I'm checking my cuts for the upper cabinets, what my layout's going to be. It looks like at the top I'll have about a ½ inch cut. Under the lower cabinets, I'll be able to just use a full piece, and that'll leave me about a ½ inch grout line under the upper cabinets, and that'll be just fine. Now we got this empty space over here. We got a couple of ways we can go across that to hold up our tile. We can put a board down there to hold it up and use our spacers, or I'll show you a different way. We can just use some nails or screws to hold the tile up to keep it from sinking. So I'm just using some 1-inch deck screws. That'll hold this tile up just fine. We'll just lay our tile up on the wall, get up on our line that we marked across so we keep it level, and then we'll sink some screws in there to hold it up. Doesn't take much, just a couple, 2 or 3 screws. You can see I lightly press that in to get all those little squares level. You really need to get a straight edge on there to flatten those out. You will have little bumps all over your mosaic tile, and it'll look horrible after you grout it. You just put a couple, 2 or 3 screws in there to hold it up in between the grout joints. Don't sink it all the way in, just enough to hold it up. And you got to make sure it didn't pull any of those tiles out. So we got to check around those screws and press the tile back in there nice and flat. And that's all there is to it. Just lay the next one up there and do the same thing.